I discovered a little bit of a flaw as I was getting ready to make this video. Now, if you see, there's in this piece here, there's this little screw and the big screw. The little screw is intended to go into this hole and then slide to the end of that slot. And then the big screw is intended to screw out the bottom of this and into that hole to keep it from sliding off. And it doesn't have to be tight, it just has to be in that hole, and even just the slightest little bit. Now, this is my second attempt in the design to accomplish that. Problem I just noticed, this was my first attempt, and you'll see I made the whole thing with that little protrusion up there to go in that tiny little hole right here, all in one piece, and sent it out to a few people, and they broke that little thing off. So I decided I better not make it out of plastic. So I came up with this screw. Well, the original screws that I bought to put in here worked. This screw that I sent you, the one that's in the ones I sent you, is a little bit too large to go inside that hole. You'll see here, it stops right there because that outside lip on there is too big a diameter, just barely too big. So, since I've already sent you the parts, there's two solutions. Now let me show you what the screws look like when they're not in something. They're just self-tapping screws, and they basically look like that. Now this is the ones that I started with, and they fit. Not very good, but they go in. But the ones in the brackets that I sent you will not go in. So you need to either go to the hardware, take the light with you, which is kind of ridiculous. Go to the screw department, find the self-tapping screws, and find the ones that fit in here. And then take that one out and put the new one in so it'll assemble right. Because if you see, when I do it with this one, it's hard to do this looking through a camera. Anyway, it goes right in, and then it slides down to the end, and then you lock it in with the screw from the top. So, or you can just get a file or a little grinder and grind the lip of that screw that's in there down a little bit so it will fit in, or get a drill and open up that hole a little bit. But that'll be kind of difficult because it's not a completely round hole. It's got an interrupted cut, so if you try to drill that, you're gonna, or you could use a little grinder. Harbor Freight sells a little tiny little die grinder type tool that has a bunch of little fittings, and you could open up the hole with that. It's a problem I'm going to have to solve in the long run, but it's too late. I've already sent your stuff out. So either way, and then again, this is the light that I'm using. And there's the box it comes in, and I'm sending you a picture of the product code or whatever you call it off the box. Home Depot sells them for about between $21 and $25. I don't remember. And sorry for the inconvenience. And now I got another little detail to deal with these things, but that's the way it works. So, any questions? Text me, call me. I happened to see you comment on something on Foos TV, so I sent you a friend request, but you don't have to do that. I don't care one way or the other. Well, I won't be insulted if you don't accept it. Anyway, that's it. And I'm going to turn this camera off because I'm done.